We're live.
Hi, welcome back to the basement. Today on Geek Show, your favorite show has been canceled. Also, your favorite show has been renewed. Good news, bad news. Do we need a Friday the 13th TV series? Who gets credit for Nightmare Before Christmas? Is Fluttershy the sexiest pony? Well, I doubt we'll have time to get to that, but the panel is ready. Welcome to this episode of Geek Show.
Geek Show, Geek Show!
GeekShowPodcast.com.
I never tire of that.
Yeah.
The Beam Me Up Scotties, the late great Beam Me Up Scotties, the ska band.
They done good.
They done good and then they broke up. That's what happens. You know, Mike, right?
Every once in a while, yeah.
Every once in a while. Let's see. Our returning champion, Mike Anderson, is here, filling in for Jay Whitaker and Rebecca Frost, who are both on assignment.
Podcast roadie extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Yes, and thank you.
Follow me at MSA Esquire on Twitter for now, as
All right.
Carrie likes to say.
For now.
For now.
Follow him at Quad T Tony on Twitter for now.
You got it. That's
I know
right.
I follow you, so I don't have to remember. It's always there.
Thanks. Yeah, or I'm on the Gadget Spot podcast, and I'll be on Twitter till it burns to the ground. So we'll see.
Is that
Maybe
pretty
sooner
much,
than later.
Could be
is that
sooner
pretty
than
much
later.
Is that everyone's attitude? Is we're staying? I know Rebecca's staying until she said she's riding the rocks down or whatever
Yep.
it was.
Strapped to the bomb, falling out of
Strapped
the
to the
plane.
bomb.
Exactly.
I've only posted on there like 32 times in the
Like totally.
yeah.
History of Twitter.
The
yeah.
15 years it's
Then
existed.
don't follow Shannon at Geek Show Shannon on
That's-
Twitter.
yeah. Sherman. My real friends call me Sherman.
Sherman?
Yeah.
I've known you for almost 10 years now, and I'm just hearing this.
Uh,
I feel slighted.
No, so like I at least until around Thanksgiving, I'm working with first and second grade autistic kids.
Oh, you're
during the day.
Sherman.
And,
Oh, okay.
and the one kid could not say my name. And he calls me, and this is how he says it, you guys. Sherman?
I'm doing it. I love it.
Sherman? And so now all the autistic kids and the ladies I work with, they all call me Sherman now.
All right, that's the name of the episode officially.
Terminator.
Sherman?
Sherman.
Hello, Sherman? Pizza? Pizza, Sherman?
Is it pizza day? Oh, when's pizza day?
Friday. But
Friday
every
is
day
pizza.
every day he's like, Pizza, Sherman? No, it's Friday. Friday, bud.
Lee George Cade, everybody. Hi.
It is so hard to get excited for school district pizza, but I'm probably leaving Twitter this week because, but I'm tripling down on Instagram because,
Oh.
and you'll be able to see this get painted. This is the new Grogu and Din Djarin miniature set from Star Wars Legion. I also got the
pretty.
IG-11 assassin droid sent to
even
me.
better.
So those will be going up on the Instagram feed this week because I really like to paint miniatures. It makes me calm. But we do have a new sponsor. Tony and I started a business this week.
Oh.
So it's an exclusive opportunity. If you have a haunted churro factory and you would like to have us get rid of the haunted churros for $423,000, we will come and clear your factory out of haunted churros or your money back.
And we'll
right.
make a TV show out of it.
We'll make
Yes.
a TV show out of it. I'll get
Yes,
extra fat.
I think you should make a TV show out of it whether we get a client or not.
I'm going to get the Beatus.
Yeah. No, we have a special skill. Tony and I both realized that we can eat a lot of churros.
Yeah.
And haunted churros are kind of scary. So if you've got a factory full of haunted churros, let us know. Give us the money.
That's a dedication to the bit there, Tony, that you're willing to get diabetes.
I'll lose a foot. I don't care.
That's
Sherman.
real niche market. But we figured out if we get 5 clients, Tony and I are set for life.
Excellent. All right.
And
Well,
our host, Mr. Kerry Jackson.
Monday through Friday, 6 to 10, x96.com. Follow Geek Show on Twitter for now, at Geek Show.
For now.
For now. Well, I think we're, like, I'm with Rebecca. We're going to stay till the building collapses.
We're all going back to MySpace, guys.
Yeah, that's it.
I like that he could just destroy that
It just-
thing in like a week.
It just proves something that I've been saying for many years now. Just because you're rich doesn't mean you're smart.
No.
You know?
No,
don't
but a lot of
don't
people,
assume.
A
You
lot of
guys
people equate that with intelligence.
Exactly.
No,
Or-
it was like when I worked at a certain hospital here in town. I'm just like, doctors aren't smart,
There's a lot of different kinds of
you know?
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
All
of
right.
different intelligences.
Let's begin. Here we go. How many? Because this was fascinating to me. How many people you know that when they first saw E.T. the Extraterrestrial were scared of E.T.?
Not me. I loved him, and I was sad when he died, and I cried, and
too.
I cried, and I cried.
But
I know a few people that were scared of it.
Yeah,
I do know a lot of people that were scared of him.
I hated
Yeah.
him.
You hated him?
I wanted to beat him with a stick.
Oh, well,
Well, you were one of those people. You were in the
like-
movie.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean,
he's
I would have been
creepy
cool.
with no-
I would have been cool to the kids, but that alien.
yeah, with no context.
Lee played third hazmat suit.
It's scary looking with no context.
Then
I'll
they
admit
took
it.
my gun and gave me a walkie-talkie.
I was scared of him the first time I saw him when the kids saw him for the first time.
Right,
He
because without
scared me.
context, he's creepy looking.
That long
then-
neck.
But then he was.
Yeah.
But then he's walking around dressed as a lady drinking Coors.
Yeah, he's
I
a
was, I was
good
mostly,
guy.
I was mostly freaking out because I figured out really early on in the movie that 4-year-old was strung out on coke.
Yeah, see, like Sean, Linda, Bug Hunter, they were all scared. I remember dating a girl, a long time ago, and I had a copy of E.T. on VHS. So you want to watch a movie? And she goes, "Not that one. That's scary."
That was her. That was her Mars Attacks.
I couldn't
Dude,
believe it.
I loved E.T. so much. I had an action figure and of him, and I had him, and I had a Smurf that had a gold hat and pants for some reason, and they would travel. My game was they would travel around in a van and solve mysteries.
Classic '80s game.
Of course. Well, now you can buy the Hero #1 model of E.T. It is up for auction, Julian's auction, giving you a chance to buy it. It's going to go between $2 and $3 million.
So you say we can get a chance, but really you're saying you could get a chance.
No,
I'd rather buy a haunted churro factory than
I
eat
think
it.
so. Yeah.
no, Elon Musk is going to buy it and destroy it.
But here's the thing: is that it doesn't look like that anymore
No,
because
no way.
that
Latex
flesh,
deteriorates.
the
Yep.
latex is all deteriorated. It's like this metal skeleton with eyes.
So it's Johnny Five.
So now it's actually super scary.
Now it's scary. Yes.
Turning ET into Five Nights at Freddy's.
Exactly.
Yep.
They're also auctioning off 3 dresses worn by Marilyn Monroe, the Oscar trophy presented to Phantom of the Opera. Charlton Heston's Moses Holy Staff from the Ten Commandments. There we go.
What, they're selling that grand magical item?
Yes, I know.
I need to get that before the Great Salt Lake completely dries up so I can do my big trick.
You're parting the Great Salt Lake just very slowly. A little
Hey,
more
he's out there
each
moving
year.
the water around, stirring it.
High water, low water, Rodantelope Island. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
But if you were scared of ET, let us know on our Discord, on our Twitter, on our comments here, or on our Facebook page,
Or just call me.
or just call Sherman.
Sherman!
We did get some good news this week, though, and that was Netflix is so weird. They finally announced that they're doing Sandman Season 2. Neil Gaiman. They waited and waited for I don't know why, because it seemed to be doing very well with the streaming crowd. But they finally announced it.
Sandman's being replaced by some.
Oh my God!
Don't say it.
That's what I'm laughing about.
No, it's I'm I don't know why it took them so long, but they said Sandman will continue to expand. The iconic series will return with even more episodes and stories adapted from the multiple Sandman graphic novels. Episode count and story details are not being released at this time. But,
That's exciting news, though.
I'm
That is
excited.
good news.
Were you guys implying that they were going to hire a Hemsworth to replace him?
Shut up, you.
So you.
There's still one available. He just freed up.
Well, yes, we'll get to that. He is available.
He's a
Quit
bit old.
ruining my stuff.
I work with somebody who just loves. I'm working right now with somebody that just loves the Witcher, and she is just beside herself with this
That whole-
recasting.
I saw the first. I saw the news and I was just like, "That's a lie. No way."
Well, I
And it
first
was
got the news
true.
after our movie night last
same.
week, and then the story was that Cavill was unhappy because the showrunners weren't following the books or giving him more to say. Apparently, all he does is grunt and
Yeah.
and scowl.
Well, I mean, have you seen the show? Yeah.
No, I'm just
My-
that's
my
what
wife
people have
is-
told me.
My wife is only upset because he has 100% less bathtub scenes in the second season than the first.
I know.
No,
There's
it's like-
six
Did we get
instead
on
of
that,
one.
folks?
And this lady's like, it's like Henry Cavill's a bear. He's a bear, and then they now they recast a woodchuck.
So if you go back and you
accurate,
watch, you go back and watch Stardust, like the early 2000s movie. Cavill's in that, and he's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. It's before he started
he
doing
not
the
tall?
Supermans. No, he's tall, but he's not.
Oh,
he's not.
but
he's
he's
not.
not-
Yeah.
Same in the Tudors.
Yeah, so he's just a little guy, right? So
Okay.
I think this Hemsworth kid. I mean, it's not like the Hemsworth DNA gets bulky at any point. It's not like we have any precedent of seeing a Hemsworth get swole, right?
No, I don't
So-
think it. I don't think it's related to how he's going to look. They're going to make him up and give him a wig and everything, and
They're gonna say
he'll look
grunt?
like Gerald. But
I predict that it's going to be an abject failure.
I can't say I disagree.
Well-
I hope it's not though.
I
As-
hope it's great.
As Bob Odenkirk and David Cross once said, the wig does half the acting. So there you go.
That's right. Just give him the
What
same wig.
My biggest concern is I don't think the Hemsworth kid has quite the man pelt across the chest.
Yeah,
They can add that too in
No,
post.
yeah.
That's the Netflix CGI that's going to come in and fix
No,
that.
and I was talking to that lady I work with, and I was just like, and I've said it, I was like, I'm a pretty heterosexual male, right? But I'll never forget seeing Cavill come out of the water.
Oh, and Superman.
It's
yeah.
in Man of Steel,
Man of
after
Steel.
after the fire. And even I was like, oh,
Oh, I get it now.
Got the
He
vapors.
got the vapors.
It moved.
and I remember like when Jimmy met him at the Critics' Choice Awards one year.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, he's a good-looking man. He's nice. Smells like cigarettes,
Oh, well,
but he's nice.
Other news. We got some casting news now. The Wonder Man TV series. This, which is going to be wild. Abdul Mateen II is in
The
talks
second.
his father is.
I
the
know.
original.
Just,
Classing up the junior.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
right.
So he will be playing Wonder Man, Simon Williams. So there you go.
oh, thank God.
I
Thank
just-
God.
Such an amazing actor.
That's
He
the
is-
thing. I just hope they write a good enough role so that he can actually flex his acting chops.
Well,
because
Well, here's the people behind it. I mean, you've got Destin Daniel Cretton is directing, and he directed Shang-Chi. And writer, they're all from comedy. Andrew Guest, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and Community, spearheading the series.
This guy in the new Candyman was hands down amazing.
Oh, yes.
He was fantastic in the new Watchmen series. This dude can do no wrong. So
That's right. He's a DC and a Marvel now.
he's got
All right.
double.
More Marvel news. TV series are the lovely Aubrey Plaza is joining Agatha Coven of Chaos.
Yeah.
This is going to be so good.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, with Catherine Hahn coming back, who is a delight. Emma Caulfield as the nosy neighbor. And it's being written by the WandaVision people.
I saw somebody speculating that maybe she'd be playing her character from Legion. I don't think she could.
No.
Nah.
It would be amazing if she did,
Well,
but
yeah, isn't she in
I'm
Legion?
signed up
She
Isn't
is.
she the Shadow King in Legion?
sometimes.
Or a version of, like an embodiment kind of at some point?
She hosts them for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
She-
way it's the same
yeah.
character.
And that series on FX, Legion, oh man, it's good.
They,
good.
they should have that character from the second Doctor Strange movie be in it too.
Which one?
What's her face that was hanging out with Wong?
Oh. You mean from She-Hulk? Cynthia? Or
Madison.
what was her name?
Madison.
Madison, yeah.
Madison, that's it. Madison.
There's
They should have
two
Madison.
N's and a Y or something like that.
I just want more Elizabeth Olsen, Aubrey Plaza, meme content.
Ooh, yes.
If you guys like that character Madison, I would highly encourage you to come to the place I work on the weekends because it's just
Filled
full
with
of them.
They did with Madison exactly what I think they needed to do with Madison, which is they set up the meme and then they left it. They just let it go. Because really, as much as everybody said they wanted more, I think if you got 2 more minutes of it, you'd be ready to throw yourself in front of something.
Yeah. Small doses. Small
Yeah.
doses. As Shannon can attest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Madison forgets her ID when she goes to the bar, I guarantee you.
Can't you
also,
just let me in?
I've learned how infuriating it is, ladies, for guys to walk up to you and go, you'd be so much prettier if you smiled.
Yeah.
I get that all weekend.
You do?
Why aren't
Well,
you smiling? Because this is not a fun job.
More casting news. A Quiet Place Day 1 has cast Lupita Nyong'o, who is a delight. And my favorite part of the Black Panther movie, honestly. It will be A Quiet Place Day 1. And apparently it's an idea from Krasinski. He won't be directing it. It's Michael Sarnowski, who is the director of the Nicolas Cage movie Pig, which I liked.
Loved that movie.
I still keep meaning to watch that, but I haven't.
It is
yet.
fantastic. It really is.
It is good. And he reminds you every now and then that he's for real and he can act.
Well, no, I just like Carrie. It's like he's gone back to his roots in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Vampire's Kiss and stuff like that, where he did these weird things that anybody else would suck in.
True. I can't wait for. He's going to be playing Dracula in this movie coming up, that apparently is slightly comedic, where the star is Renfield. It's called
Yeah.
Renfield, I think.
Yeah, and his outfit is something else.
I can't wait for that.
I just want to know, Raising Arizona 2, when? Come on, guys.
I wish.
Give me some
All right. Now, this I pulled this story specifically for Shannon. I wanted to get his take on this because I know how important the Fall Guy was to him.
Don't even. I used to draw pictures.
You guys want to?
No, I would like.
This is like a super bad moment where we find out what his notebooks were for.
No, like I would draw. It was
Naked
this
She-Hulk,
and no, it
naked
was-
Heather Thomas.
oh, there was naked She-Hulk for sure, but
Yeah.
like, I know I draw these pictures of like, the
I'll show you what he drew
The-
pictures of
the
right there.
guy-
He drew
Right there.
pictures of that.
oh,
And he drew pictures of that.
or
And he drew pictures of that.
I mean,
So
God,
much airtime.
you guys, I can still remember his name, Colt Seavers.
Cold
Yeah.
Seavers.
Colt Seavers, like parachuting, and and Howie going Colt.
Who's this guy? Who's this extra in this picture right now? Just
There's that guy.
10 feet away
There's
from
a
a
guy.
car flying through the air.
There you go. Man,
If you're only listening on the podcast, you're missing out. Go to our YouTube channel and watch there.
Pictures.
oh, watch out! Watch out!
And there's another one.
They're extra right there.
Yeah,
Every-
that's actually
Every episode ended that way, right there.
that was actually my dad, Aloysius George Cade the first. He always had a part in every episode of an '80s show where he stood by and watched things jump.
It was just, and that truck was so cool with the big
Well-
eagle on the hood.
Well, that's why I want to get your take on this, because I've told you that they're making a Fall Guy movie. Well,
I did that before you.
Of course you did. You're in the Colt Seaver cult, so I know. But
No,
Who did they cast as the truck?
Well, I've got
Liam
the
Hemsworth.
It's your
got-
dad, Lee.
Yes, exactly. Your father is.
Aloysius George Cade the first. No one's seen him in years.
So it's Ryan Gosling. It's Aaron Taylor Johnson. All right. The guy who directed Bullet Train is directing it. David
Oh,
Lynch.
it's going to be a hit.
Emily Blunt is in it. And I'll
She's
watch
Heather Thomas?
She'll do. Was Heather Thomas the makeup person? Because that's what she's playing. Is the makes prosthetic makeup.
There was no that's not canon.
Believe me, this is why I wanted to get your take on it. They're abandoning the working on weekends for the Secret Service or CIA plot.
And no, it wasn't. He was like a bounty hunter. He was
Bounty hunter. That was
Jesus
it. They're
Christ.
abandoning that.
He was a stunt man, and then to make ends meet, he was a bounty hunter.
Well, they're abandoning the bounty hunter part. Okay.
Now we know who's
Oh,
flooding
Jesus
Twitter with the
Christ.
aggressive tweets.
This does not bode well for the BJ and the Bear remake.
I know, right? But then last night they added Winston Duke to the cast as his
What?
friend. Yeah.
Nice.
His friend is supposed to be his cousin Howie.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
God.
Why not?
Okay. So here's
I'm going to back away slowly.
exactly. Gosling plays the past his prime stuntman who finds himself back on a movie with the star he worked with long ago who replaced him. The problem is that the star is now missing. Aaron Taylor Johnson will play the movie star that Gosling is doubling for. Blunt is cast as a prosthetic makeup artist that has a romantic past with our stuntman, of course. And now Winston Duke
This
is
is
in it
not
as
the
his
Fall
friend.
Guy.
It's the
Sounds
Fall
like
Guy
the Fall
movie.
Guy.
No, this is not the Fall Guy.
Because I don't know anything about it. So,
Could
The
it-
Fall Guy don't know who they just crossed. It's Sherman.
man.
He is,
could they-
he is upset.
Sherman, no like.
Could this be a secret sequel to Drive where Ryan Gosling also played a stuntman?
Oh man, that would be cool. That show was bonkers.
This is just
would
one of
like
those examples of where they go, we own this name. Let's make a movie.
All right. Let's see. Thank you. Gran Turismo, the movie. They've added more to the cast.
Another example of we own this name.
Drive
Let's
on my
make a
lawn.
movie.
But they keep saying things about it that make me go, all right, I'll check
Exactly.
it out.
Well, they
Fine."
added 2 more to the cast. They added. Here you go. So Jimon Hansu is in it, and get this, former Spice Girl Jerry Halliwell
What?
is cast in it. Now,
15-year-old Mike is so happy right now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
All the time I spent with this game and watching the Spice Girls.
So it's based on a true story
Can't do
about
that. You need both hands to play the game.
about
No,
a
we're
kid.
not going there.
It's about a kid who was so good at Gran Turismo that they made him into an actual car driver. It's based on a true story.
It's based on the last Starfighter, but go ahead.
Yeah. But they've added those 2 to the cast. So you got David Harbour as the old washed-up race car driver who teaches
Who
the kid.
Can't find his old co-star, and it's a sequel to Drive.
Exactly. Who teaches the
Everything is
kid.
now a sequel to Drive.
Orlando Bloom is in it. Darren Barnett is in it. Neil Blomkamp is directing. So
What's wild is Orlando Bloom's actually reprising the role of Legolas.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Nicholas
Skipping
was a
across
race
car
car driver.
hoods.
Drove so goddamn fast.
Let's see. Okay. Let's head down the Warner Brothers HBO hole. Oh, sorry about
Okay.
that, you
This
guys.
is where things get sad for Tony.
Oh, holy crap. Shannon Cher can talk.
But keep in mind, Tony. Keep in mind that you got your Titans back this week, though.
Yes, this is true. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled before the end of the season.
We'll talk about that coming up.
This
But-
just in. Titans has been canceled.
Oh my God!
Quietly, quiet you.
But HBO on Friday night announced that they are canceling Westworld.
Now, you know what's funny about this announcement? Just the other day, my friend Kerry Jackson told me, Lee, part of the reason why I can't tell you what the news is because sometimes the stuff comes in late on Friday night.
Yeah,
And look what happened.
everything gets dumped on Friday night.
They only wanted one more season. They were
No,
going to
they-
wrap the story up. Oh, they wanted 2?
They wanted 2 more. They had the storyline set for
better.
2 more seasons. But do not weep for the actors because they're still paid, even though the 5th season, because they had
Wow.
pay for play
Pay or play.
contracts. Pay or play. Thank you. Evan Rachel Wood, Tandy Newton, Jeffrey Wright, Ed Harris, and Aaron Paul.
I'm not sad
but not,
for them.
but not Tessa Thompson. She didn't have that clause in her contract.
I'm sad for me.
They had it plotted out for 2 more seasons, but it's ratings is really what it boils down to. I mean, season 1, when you factor in delayed and multi-platform viewing, clocked in at an estimated 12 million viewers, where season 4, 4 million viewers.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that clocked out midway through season 2.
That's the problem. Was season 2 was not as good, but I thought season 3
Then
was
it
at
got
least
better.
as good
Season
as
3
season
was
1.
Season 3 was great.
Yeah,
And I
kept
really
telling
liked
people.
season 4 too.
But like, it's one of those shows where it's not an easy watch.
You can't watch it drunk. That's for sure.
Yeah, you gotta pay
so
attention
like,
when you
and that's
watch
how
it.
I watch TV, but like, but also it's not an easy watch, and if it's not that good, you're like,
Get out of here with that talk.
Can I ask a question? Did any of you guys finish season 4?
No.
I
Yeah,
did.
I did for sure.
So one. Oh, you did too, Carrie?
Yeah.
Okay.
half the
Because
battle.
I started 4,
And you
it,
didn't
it
finish?
It wasn't that I didn't want to. It just I got distracted by other stuff. I guess
Well,
it
you're a
wasn't as
busy-
compelling as.
You're a busy man as well.
but also too many shows.
But
You're
it was
to
all.
blame.
But it's only 8 episodes, and
Yeah.
I turned to Sue after the end of the 4th season, and I said, if that show ends there, I'm okay.
It's true.
Well,
I mean,
that's-
they ended it in a way
Really
that
your fault.
it works, but I would have loved it more. I just like
Yeah.
that. I like
They-
that setting. I like those actors. I like the stories they're telling.
You know what I loved about Westworld? Westworld proved that no matter how attractive a human being is, with the right lighting and the right camera angle, they'll look terrible naked.
Right. Like I
accurate,
never
yes.
thought I'd be like Candy Newton, like naked, and I'd just be like,
Tandy.
whatever.
Tend away, whatever.
But like
It was very clinical.
yeah,
It
Yeah.
was like a.
Yeah.
It was like an.
It was-
because I always I was
Exactly.
like, oh my god, she's so beautiful, she's so hot, and then you see her naked in that show, and you're like, ugh.
I feel like I'm in a doctor's office.
Yeah, the two things I was going to say is that I've heard that they finished season 4 in a place where it could have been the ending because they weren't
did.
sure if they were going to get renewed. And then
That's smart.
Lisa Joy, is that one of the
yeah,
showrunners?
she's one of them. Yeah.
She has said that they're going to post somewhere all of the plot threads and whatever that they were going to do in the.
It's gonna be a comic book.
It should
do
be a
that.
comic book.
I'd
yeah.
read that. I'd buy that comic book in a
But-
heartbeat.
But now
we
there's-
go to that every time they talk about adapting these things for comic books. Is that you lose the nuance of the acting, you lose the
That's
nuance
true.
of the characterizations.
Yeah, you won't be able to hear the music.
Well, they
Yeah.
kept.
Oh, I hear
you
that
won't, you
music
won't
in
be
my
able
head
to
all the
hear
time.
the old timey rendition of some Radiohead song. But it's like when Pushing Daisies was canceled, they're like, "Oh, we're going to put this out as comic books." Like, it's not going to be the same because you won't have the.
It's not, but it's better than
mood.
nothing. I think.
Yeah. But that now you've got a Hemsworth that's free to replace other people in other shows.
I think he's underrated too. I thought he was really good in.
I always referred to him as the lesser
Westworld.
Hemsworths, but
Well,
if you
compared to his.
let's
brother.
call him the underrated Hemsworth. Then.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a Hemsworth in it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the head security guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he's the Unter Hemsworth as opposed to the Uber Hemsworth.
Yeah, he's kind of he's kind of a thick Hemsworth. He's
Yeah.
Which one has the stink of Miley Cyrus on him? What's his?
That's Liam, the middle one.
That's The Witcher.
That's the
the
new
Witcher.
That's the new
Yeah.
Witcher.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you saw the other Hemsworth in the underrated Hemsworth, as we're saying now. He was in the last Thor movie.
That's
he
right.
played Thor, the stage Thor,
The stage Thor. Yes.
in the
one-
plays.
The one you don't see much of is Zeppo Hemsworth. They
That's
just
true. Well, they keep him locked in the attic. They don't. let him
Groucho Hemsworth won't shut up.
Another CW, HBO, Warner Brothers joint ending is Stargirl. Sorry, you guys.
Come on.
You know, and you know what that means. See you later, Superman. This is going to be the
hope
last
not.
season. No, I'm telling you right now, the way
You
it's
think?
going. Yeah, they're going to, because they sold the CW to some other thing.
To Next Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're just like, nah.
We don't want to be a TV network.
Somebody's got to pay the CEOs $250 million compensation.
That's right. So it will not.
How
be
can
renewed.
I get that deal? All I need is $432,000. Somebody make me
worry.
a CEO and fire me.
Man,
Mike
I've
knows
been-
some people. He can put you in.
I've been
I'm sure the people in the comments right now, someone will sponsor
I
you.
either
I've been shitty at so many jobs. How come I've never made $250 million?
Also, the CW is capping the first seasons of Gotham Knights and the Winchesters at 13 episodes, saying it's Nexstar's decision and it's about money. So,
Sherman!
they decided against back orders for all first-year CW dramas. So
wow.
it's
Good to know you,
belt-tightening.
CW.
What is going to
They're
be on
really
that?
just like-
right. So what's going to be Walker? Is that
Yeah,
it?
You know,
Probably.
and Stargirl already didn't have enough budget to give this poor girl an entire shirt.
That was her. That is
That
the
was
one of
straight
the
out
most.
of the comic book.
That is one of the most comic accurate outfits of all time.
Well, I'm glad to know that the comic book didn't have enough budget to give her an entire shirt either.
Dude, it's a girl.
It's CGI. It was very expensive.
Girls, I'm telling you right now, girls her age do not own the bottom part of a shirt anymore. They do not.
And you know who I have to thank for that? HBO cutting budgets.
That's right. Let's move on to some other projects here. Now, when I say Friday the 13th prequel series, most of you will probably go, right?
That's so
But
it's about
wait.
Jason's mom at the summer camp.
Yes.
No, it's Friday the 12th.
Hey, if they do what they did with Bates Motel,
Exactly. Well, funny you should say that, because Brian Fuller is the guy
there you
behind
go.
this.
There you go.
But Brian Fuller has this track record of either he does a show and it's great, or he does a show
Exactly.
and then he abandons it 2 episodes in and says,
Or-
enjoy
No,
your
he gets
discovery,
fired. No,
losers."
he gets fired because his ideas are too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I read that, I went, do we? And then I saw Brian Fuller and I went, okay. But then I read an article where they talked to him about the show. And here's the funniest line in it. If we get 10 seasons, that was the funniest line in the article. Because he has a track record. Anyway, he says, if we get 10 seasons, I'm going to make a concerted effort to find a way to rationally and dramatically and in some fashion go to space.
Rationally. There, he threw the word
so
rationally
he was-
in there.
Credit to him. He was like, there are 3 or 4 jokes in there, and they're all about him and the show.
Exactly.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny? I learned as I was doing research, as I do for the trivia show I host
Plug.
at Keys on Main, that God, you guys need to come because the bar staff has been murdering everybody. They win every week, and now they've taken to gloating online. Come on, nerds, unseat us. Come do it, right? Anyway,
Research.
Some guy made a statue of Jason, put it in the bottom of a lake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, and it's still there, and it's just because it's someplace that people go and
They
practice
snort-
scuba diving and snorkeling.
Yeah. So
And
you can-
so you're swimming, and all of a sudden there's Jason Voorhees chained up in the bottom of the lake.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, cool! I just shit my wetsuit.
I can't wait to see how my former business partner Ari Larman, the first Jason, is going to feel about this new series. He's got an entire band based off of being the first Jason. It's called First Jason,
Yeah.
and he's got a song called Jason is Watching, and there's another song called Jason Will Get You. It's all songs about Jason because he was the first Jason.
Well, he says that Peacock outbid everybody for this. He said that. Yeah, he said we have 5 times per episode budget that we had on Hannibal.
What?
What?
Yeah,
Good
which
for them.
looked. Go and watch that show. It's so good.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and it looks great. But he said, as a streaming series, we have the rights to do everything underneath the Friday the 13th umbrella, because there's a whole what you can do with movie rights and what you can do with TV rights. But he says because we're streaming, movie rights are a completely different thing. They're tied up with New Line. They're super messy, but we have access to everything Friday the 13th has done up to this point.
Do you guys remember that the reboot or the remake kind of thing that they did on Friday the 13th, where Jason was protecting his pot fields?
Yes. I enjoyed that
It
one.
was really good. It was really good.
I enjoyed that one.
Farmer Jason.
And we'll get to what you guys consumed coming up after this. When I say Nightmare Before Christmas, whose name do you immediately think of?
Henry Selick.
Trick question.
You read the story.
Yeah,
Lee.
yeah.
No. I'm
But
an
no,
animation fan, and I've known that it's Henry Selick since this movie came out.
No, right. And I read this article, and I was like, yeah, this guy is he pretty much got hosed.
Kind of got hosed, yeah.
Well, yeah, with the credit. Directed by Henry Selick, who made James and the Giant Peach, Coraline, this new Netflix film, Wendell and Wild, which he was out promoting.
He did Kubo. He's fantastic.
He says that everybody gives Tim Burton credit. He said that's a little unfair because it wasn't called Tim Burton's Nightmare until 3 weeks before the film came out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, like Tim did all the character designs.
Yeah.
And he wrote the story.
And he wrote the story.
But
also,
Selick did all the work.
Selick did all the animation,
Yeah.
But Disney had no faith in the project. Like, they did very little marketing. Their action figures, if you remember correctly, the toys were on clearance the day the movie came out. They carted the toys out on clearance at KB Toys.
They sure have faith in the merchandising now, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
He says, I would have been fine with that if that's what I signed up for, but Tim was in L.A. making 2 features while I directed the film. Tim's a genius. He certainly was in his most creative years.
Did it take like 2 years to make this movie?
Yeah. He says, I always thought his story was perfect and he designed the main characters, but it was really me and my team of people who brought them to life. And it says, to his credit, Burton did more than just produce. Selick says it was his story. He designed the characters. In 1993, when it came out, there wasn't a bigger name in Hollywood than Tim Burton, so I guess that's why they slapped the name on it. I mean, that's how it got made, is they went through their files and said, didn't that kid used to work here? And found all of his stuff. But he says, to his credit, he's chill about it. He says, now, of course, if you ask Danny Elfman, well, it's his movie. And
That's my favorite part of this.
I have to say,
Like, he's not wrong.
Do you have the quote that Danny Elfman said?
He says, when we finished the film, it was funny because he came up to me and shook my hand. Henry, you've done a wonderful job illustrating my songs.
That's amazing.
And he was serious.
Wow.
I love it.
There is
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
But it's also like when you think of Empire and Jedi, you think of Lucas, right?
Yeah.
It's just that's the
Well,
nature of these things.
it's the same thing with Stanley, right?
Yes.
Stan
true.
Lee was only one part of all these amazing characters.
Exactly.
So there's a fantastic documentary about the making of Nightmare Before Christmas. I believe it's on Disney Plus, and there's some great interviews with Danny Elfman now and Danny Elfman then, because he was dating the writer.
That's right.
So there's a lot of
Tim Burton.
So
I was gonna say, I thought it was
Danny
Tim
Elfman.
Burton.
No, Danny Elfman,
the screenwriter, not
the screenwriter.
not the, yeah. So there's a lot of her
couple.
inserting herself into Sally, and there's a lot of him sour grapes 25, 30 years later.
Oh no.
Yes. All right. Anyway, pull your. Now, is this? Let's get an opinion from the panel. Is this a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie?
Both.
It's both.
It's both.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of like Over the Garden Wall in my house. You watch Over the Garden Wall anytime prior to Halloween because it's your introduction to autumn. So you have to wait until the temperature drops and the leaves start to fall. Then you watch Over the Garden Wall, and then sometime after Halloween, prior to Christmas, you watch.
So you guys watch
Christmas.
it later and later and later every year now.
Well, yeah, climate change is really screwing up my vibe. So
Well, go on to our Facebook or our Twitter or our comments here or all of our locations, your Discord, and let us know whether you think that it's a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie.
yeah,
All right.
you just leave us a comment here on the YouTubes.
Yeah. Let's get to what we consumed this week. Who wants to go first?
I'll go. I've only
All
got
right.
one.
Mike.
Marvel Snap. Have any of you guys played this?
I have
I've
not.
seen all the ads.
I'm afraid because I get addicted to
How is
phone
it?
games.
It's so fun. It's by the guy that made Hearthstone, if you're familiar with Hearthstone.
Oh, okay.
And he left Blizzard several years ago, and started this company. And it's just a really well done digital collectible card game. And it's got all the Marvel themes and all of that stuff. What's really cool is you've got 3 different places where you can play your cards, and there's a lot of different strategy. But it's so much fun. And it's free to play. You can level up as far as you want to go without paying any money, and just a lot of fun. So,
All right.
anyway, Marvel Snap.
Marvel Snap.
Mine's pretty small again.
Okay.
I cannot sing the praises of Tales from the Territories enough, you guys. That show about the insane wrestling times. This week was all about Stampede Wrestling, which was Stu Hart, the dad of Bret the Hitman Hart, his territory. You guys, once again, how any of these people are still alive, I have no idea, or not in prison for life. Really wanted to watch Titans, but once again, how I'm probably the poorest person on this show, right? And I get the most fraud. And this time it was through PayPal, and I had to shut down all automatic payments. And I got things straightened out, but now I cannot renew my my thing to HBO Max. And I want to see it so bad because Lex Luthor.
Oh, man.
And it's that guy I love.
From Bosch. I can't
From
remember.
Bosch, and he's from Deadwood, and I love that. And he was a bad guy in Justified. Mm-hmm. Carrie, you watched it. Is he a good Lex Luthor?
He is, I think, could be, so far, the best Lex Luthor.
The best live action.
Yeah,
Right?
live action.
Because animated, Lex
Clancy
Luthor's
Brown.
always been done good.
Clancy Brown animated is the
Yeah.
top dog for
Well,
sure.
and also in the animated movies and stuff.
Yeah, he's good
Fantastic,
too, but-
right? But yeah, so I'm super frustrated about that. And,
Nobody beats John Cryer, though.
Yeah, oh, he's a
all
good Lex
wrong.
Luthor. I like
He's-
it.
You're
he's-
all wrong. It's all
but-
about Jesse. What's this?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Eisenberg. Yeah,
Shut
Body Ventura.
Shut up!
Jesse Eisenberg is my Lex Luthor.
And the last 2 episodes of Andor blew me away.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
they were cool.
That's some of the best TV
That
I've
stuff in the
watched.
prison, wow.
I
And I
know.
forgot that
3
Andy
weeks behind.
Serkis. I forgot that Andy Serkis was showing up. Mm-hmm. And man, what a great actor he is.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He's
And
so good.
I'm enjoying Tales of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But
That was
you
fun.
know what it reminds me of? Reading Vertigo comics in the
Really?
80s, because the art is garbage, but the story is fantastic.
All right, who's next?
I'll go next. Yeah, I also watched the first 2 episodes of Titans along with Carrie, and I think we should do a deep dive about it because
Maybe.
there was a lot of cool
I had
stuff.
to I had to stop at the beginning of episode 2, but boy,
But
a lot of cool stuff.
so if I honestly think I'm going to need to get one of your guys' logins if I'm going to watch it. I can't figure out how to. It's
All right.
It was really
Shannon's
cool. though.
just pretending. He's just pretending about this for the recording.
no,
We'll talk after.
I'm totally pretending.
Hypothetically.
The Halloween episode of Abbott Elementary this year was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, I was going to say too.
1000%.
Yeah.
This year's Simpsons Treehouse of Terror was really good.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet. I got to catch up
Well,
on that one.
We'll come back to it. Continue, Tony.
But yeah, the story was just so much fun. The costumes the teachers wore, the just everything about it, just top notch. One of the best Halloween episodes of a sitcom of all time. I think it was just
Thanos
so good.
Kid stole the show.
Thanos Kid is so awesome. He killed me. And then something I recommend you don't watch. My wife and I decided to watch that new Charlize Theron show on Netflix, the School of Good and Evil.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, it's poopy.
Mostly evil.
Mostly.
And
Good and evil.
and it's
poopy.
also based on kids' books.
See, I like things based on kid books most of the time. If the kid book is good, I don't know about this kid book. I've never read it, but it's 2.5 hours long, and it really should have been under 2 hours. And then it would have been like, all right, this is fun. But at 2.5 hours, it drags a lot in the middle, and the sad thing about this is it's got a lot of really good actors and actresses in it. It's got Charlize Theron, it's got Peter Serafinowicz, it's got Kerry Washington, and that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. It's got a lot of talent behind it, but it just can't find its way. So anyway,
Is it a one-off movie?
it's a one-off movie, but they were definitely setting it up for multiple sequels. And if it gets greenlit for sequels, then there's no justice in the world because Westworld got canceled, and so did Stargirl. But if
Not-
that gets
not
a
bitter.
sequel, not bitter at all over here.
No. Lee.
All right, I didn't watch a lot this week because one show made me feel so oogie that I had to stop watching TV for a few days. So, anyway, I'll start with Interview with a Vampire. Very, very good series. I'm amazed that the guy that played Grey Worm on Game of Thrones went on to be an awesome character in Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who run, and now here he is as Louis on Interview with a Vampire, and he's fantastic. And they managed to make the really problematic issue of Louis being a white slave owner, just kind of a terrible, shitty person. They changed some things around.
They flipped it. Yeah.
And they made his character very, very compelling. They also fixed some things. This Lestat is amazing. This Lestat is amazing. He's so good.
And the little girl, when they introduced her, I was just like, this whole, like, I actually loved the first book a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate the movie, but this is one of those properties that this should be a series.
Yeah.
Right?
A
It should be long
fantastic
form.
thing they did, though, is putting Eric Bogosian in as the interviewee.
Yes.
Oh,
I think
so good.
He's doing a great job. Then I've been watching some investment videos on YouTube and learning about ETFs and about how I should really be getting in on one of the Vanguard ETFs, but we'll talk about that on my other show, Geekshow Investments, with Lee George Cade, debuting on April 1st.
A lot of
And
cannabis
then,
ETFs.
Yeah.
I'm looking
And
forward
then
to this.
Cabinet of Curiosities from Guillermo del Toro.
Yes.
I watched the first episode and I was like, this is okay. I'm enjoying it. I watched the second episode, the Graveyard Rats, where a grave robber has to fight rats who keep stealing his bodies. And I laughed for an hour and I loved it. And then I got to the third episode, The Autopsy, and that episode has a crunch budget.
Ooh.
It
Yeah.
should be called The Autopsies because
Yes.
you watch them all and it's disgusting. But oh my God, so good. But yeah, I just couldn't turn the TV on for a couple of days. And that's what I watched this week.
So,
There you go.
Lee, somebody asked me if I watched Gizmo del Toro's.
Gizmo.
What's that?
That's his cousin.
All right.
Just makes him Muppet movie.
Right, real quick, sorry, I forgot about The Peripheral. If you're not watching The Peripheral and you're into science fiction, watch The Peripheral. It is
I've been told that
awesome
by
on
several
Amazon
people.
Prime.
Yeah, many people have told me that.
Super cool.
Egg Foo says that the director of the Graveyard Rats episode directs The Peripheral.
Gotcha.
Oh, well, there you go. I
Yeah,
mean,
you go.
great directors on this series. So many good people.
And back to your interview with Vampire Lee, probably the first episode, best pilot I've seen.
Yeah.
And I've not read the books. I've not seen the movie. I'm walking into this cold, and I'm in love with this show. Yeah.
What's really cool about this version of it too? They've merged it with modern day stuff. Like COVID is part of it.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
this streaming at?
It is
AMC.
AMC.
Amazon. AMC.
Yeah.
Whatever.
AMC,
Same thing.
yeah.
AMC, stupid A. I don't want another. Dang it. Come on.
Andor, this last episode, never more than 12. Oh, I stood up.
Dude,
Still three
I
episodes
stood
behind.
up.
Dude,
So
and-
good.
like I feel like they shifted the music. Doesn't it sound like
I wasn't
Space
paying
Odyssey?
attention.
I noticed the music shift as well.
Yeah.
It felt more
2000 whatever, that show that movie I always fall asleep in.
yeah, me too.
Back to Shannon's Treehouse of Horror thing. Watch that episode of Treehouse of Horror, not because they do a take on, sadly, Westworld. That is some of the most genius Simpsons I've seen in a long time.
I agree.
It was so. I'm not going to spoil it for you, except just imagine a Westworld that's Simpsons world, and that's it.
And
in.
also,
watch it today.
I feel like the Fox animated and live action comedies are really great. I really love The Great North. I thought the Halloween episode of that was great, and I love Welcome to Flatch.
Oh, yeah,
Welcome
great
to
show.
Flatch is so
All right, I got this. Now I know how Shannon feels about Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Hate it. I hate it.
But it's
love 'em.
one of my favorite cartoons. Well, this is a movie that is available at the end of the week here. It's called Aqua Teen Forever Plantasm, and I watched it. It's okay, but here's the best part.
Which means I would shoot myself in the head watching.
You'd hate it. You'd hate it. I loved it. But 5 minutes into the movie, the Moonanites appear, and they say to you, text this word to this number,
interactive.
and we will take over your phone. Well,
they're
they
invading
did.
again. They're invading again. We already
They
survived
did.
one Moonanite invasion.
This is great.
They took over my goddamn phone for an hour and a half. All right, and these were the kind of these are the. It started this way. It was
Okay.
and it's all in caps. So
because they yell, right?
Nice.
well, no, the Moonanites are actually very. It's that yells.
okay.
So imagine in Ur's voice,
He's flipping you off as hard as he can.
and they send pictures of him flipping you off. New phone, who dis? The Moonanites, that's who dis. We own your phone. Keep it in your hand and turn your ringer all the way up. We will delete your pathetic movie unless you obey our command. Enjoying the trauma, the messages will never cease. And it did not cease through the entire movie. It said, do you want to see the end of the movie where they all die? Before you answer, no, here it is. And they sent me the scene. I'm 20 minutes into this goddamn movie, and they ruined the movie for you.
I'm just upset that you have me and your phone as Moonanite. That's what I'm upset about.
That is awesome.
That's the end of the movie. $3 million just to get to the Aqua Teens are dead. They're never coming back. Everyone saw that coming. Here it is again. And they send you the scene again.
All right, I'll give him some credit for that.
The veiled and hollow threats continue. The saber rattling builds momentum. But to what? It is for you to ask and for us not to answer. Secrets are kept where humans wept. Commence cyber attack. And then they start sending you things for like butt plugs.
Secrets are kept where humans have wept.
Yes. Did you authorize this activity? It doesn't matter. We authorized it. Thanks for all the stuff. That's right. We have your credit card info, and the plastic in your wallet is worthless. Alert. Please verify these charges to your credit card. Where? Where? Pizzapotamus. Amount 99 cents. Where? Moonmart. Amount 99 cents.
Guys, this is exactly what happened to me with my fraud.
It was the Moonanites,
It was the Moonanites. It was like 99 cents, $4.14. And then my bank was charging me $25 per charge.
Point your camera at your face. We're harvesting your data so we can send you targeting ads and make big money off your mistake today. We've already learned so much about your wants and desires. It's just hilarious. And we have the world's largest collection of pre-owned refurbished butt plugs hidden away in a box under the bed that says personals. Your collection is massive. You and your loved one have no idea. What would you pay to keep this a secret? How much is your dignity worth to you? We will kink shame you all day. Prepare for the targeted butt plug ads. And sure enough, they just kept sending them.
That's so funny.
How much weed do they smoke?
I know, right?
Can you reply to that and ask them if the collection is massive in quantity or quality?
They
Or
send you,
size.
Size
send
versus
you-
numbers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
They send you pictures. Anyway. Make a cardboard house. Cover yourself in raw meat. Tell the world you're meat wad. Alert social media. Hashtag. Do you want to be Carl? Shave your dome, glue it to your lip. Now you're famous. You know, it just, and it went until they got tired. It says, we tire of toying with you, plus the movie's over.
So it's basically, it's an interactive deal that goes along with the movie you're watching as you watch the movie.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It has nothing to do with the movie.
Nothing to do with the movie, though.
Oh,
it just
okay.
Says,
That's
what's
even
that?
better,
What's
actually.
that sound? It's your rectum crying out to be filled with a slightly used butt plug.
Massive.
So kudos to.
Massive pre-owned.
Yes, it's available this week. So Aqua Teen Forever Plantasm.
Oh, I'm just glad to hear they did something funny.
Games, Tony, and then we'll wrap up.
Games. I remembered about games. I promise. No, I didn't.
All right,
But I got them right here because I do keep it bookmarked.
You do realize the show ended 5 minutes and 19 seconds ago, Tony.
That's true.
Too bad. I'm
Slightly
saying
used
them
butt
anyway.
plugs.
The first week of November. Okay, it's a good thing I didn't skip games because I have to say that God of War Ragnarok is coming out this week on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5, and I am extremely excited.
Have you
for that
seen
game.
that commercial with Ben Stiller?
I haven't watched it yet, but I keep meaning to. It looks really funny.
I watched someone play the first game, of
God of War.
God of War, and you guys, that little weird commercial with Ben Stiller being what's his name?
Kratos
is so funny.
I'll check it out for sure.
All right.
We got a whole bunch of games coming out this week as they push everything out before the holidays, but the big ones of note are going to be okay, this one isn't a big one of note, but I just love the name. Honey, I Joined a Cult. Desperate Vladivostok. What?
Fake.
No, it's real.
It's real.
These are all real, right?
These are all real.
The Honey I Joined a Cult one is real. I read about it, yeah.
Ghost Song, Harvestella. It Takes Two is coming to Switch. That's a really good co-op game. I am excited for Return of Monkey Island. Return to Monkey Island, rather. Yeah, we're
love those
getting
games.
another sequel. So that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But
The artwork is really cool in that too.
Yeah, they went with a new style direction in the artwork, and I think it's going to work for them. I think it looks pretty great. So
Have any of you guys played Gotham Knights?
I
Yeah.
haven't.
You did? You got it, Carrie?
I played with it a little bit. I didn't get to. It was on someone else's console, but
Oh, yeah. I was so excited for that because I love the Arkham games, but then it got hammered in the reviews.
the reviews weren't good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well-
didn't play it enough to really
Can
know.
Can you play as Ace?
No,
Ace
you can't
the
play as the
Bat
Bat Hound. The thing to remember about that game is it's not made by the same people that did the
Yeah.
Arkham
Yeah.
Asylum, Arkham Knight, Arkham City. It's made by the team that did the Arkham Origins Batman game. So it's
Can it-
kind of like developed by a different studio with the same.
Can you play as Alfred?
Nope,
All right. Is that all the games?
that's it. Yeah.
All right, Mr. B, if you would please.
Sharon? Yeah, what's up, bud? Ham day? No, that's Thursday, bud. Ham day, Sherman? Sherman! Sherman!